What really happens when death occurs? Since the dawn of time, human beings have carried within them the most primal fear of all, the fear of death. From the perspective of evolutionary psychology, that fear is the ultimate survival mechanism, a species-preserving software installed by creation. Without it, we would easily throw ourselves into danger, and survival until today would hardly have been possible. Death is not merely the end of the body. It has always been humanity's greatest mystery. We do not know where we will go after death, whether we will continue to exist or dissolve into nothingness. And perhaps it is in the courage to face death that we are taught to love life more deeply, to treasure each moment, and to seek a more complete way of living. To understand death, we must first explore the structure of the human being. A human being is made up of 3 layers. The outermost is the body. Psyche is the second layer, also called the inner world. And finally, the source, the deepest core, hidden within psyche. The body is a biological machine. It is the visible material part, made up of cells, organs, and the nervous system. The body is a temporary shell, constantly changing over time. We are born, we grow up, we age, and in the end, we die. When death comes, the body ceases to function, it disintegrates, and returns to Mother Earth. Next is the layer of psyche, also called the inner world. Psyche is the inner dimension, made up of thoughts, emotions, memories, the subconscious, and the ego. It is the place where joy begins, where sorrow, fear, motivation, creativity, and even illusions arise. Though invisible, psyche is undeniably present. It exists side by side with the body. Finally, there is the deepest core, hidden within all things, the source. This is the true being, the pure awareness, beyond all limits of body and mind. It is our true and eternal nature. The enlightened ones and wisdom traditions everywhere speak of it. Hinduism calls the source Brahma. Laozi called it the Tao. Judaism calls it Elohim. Christianity calls it God. Islam calls it Allah. And Buddhism calls it Shunyata, emptiness. All the enlightened ones say, the body and the mind are only temporary coverings. They are born and they die, but the source is the true self. When speaking of death, we need to understand clearly. Death only takes place in the body and in psyche. Death can never occur in the core of our being, the innermost circle, the source. When the death of the body occurs, the physical body ceases to function. It decomposes and returns to nature. At that moment, the mind also stops producing thoughts and emotions. Then, the human being exists only as the energy of psyche and the source. The energy of psyche at this time follows the principle, resonance attracts resonance, which means the energy of psyche will move toward the place that shares the same vibrational frequency with it. A heavy psyche, filled with suffering and restlessness, will be drawn to the dimension that carries the same quality of psyche. A light and peaceful psyche will be drawn to realms of higher, more refined energies. There, psyche will continue its journey of evolution by transforming or dissolving coarse energies, gradually moving toward purity until it can finally merge into the source. This process can last for millennia, and being born into a human body is a precious opportunity to accelerate this evolution. For only with a body can we consciously practice and transform. The Buddha used the image of a blind turtle, surfacing once in 100 years, by chance placing its head into a drifting piece of wood, to illustrate the rarity of human birth. The great religious traditions share the same view. For example, Hinduism speaks of 8.4 million cycles of rebirth before one can be born human, or in the Jewish Talmud, human life is regarded as priceless. All of them declare to be born as a human being is a rare privilege. And next is the death of psyche. This is absolute liberation. The death of the second circle is the death of the ego. It is the return to eternal life, the return to the source, the return to God. This is an active death. It only occurs when one turns inward, practices, and attains freedom from all forms. Just as the body dies and returns to the earth, when the ego dies, we return to our true nature. This is the doorway to absolute liberation, the way to merge into the eternal being, a place where mind and words cannot reach. The ultimate meaning of life. The human journey is nothing other than living fully, living mindfully, building a peaceful inner life and a materially sufficient life. For millennia, people have longed for love, power, and prosperity, yet few realize that these things are already present within each of us. Because we keep chasing external illusions, we lose our inner peace. To find ourselves again, the only path is to turn inward, to cleanse the layers of mental fog, so that the light of inner truth may shine forth. Once this is done, we will have a fulfilled inner life, and from that, bring into reality a life abundant in both material and spiritual ways. And on this journey, the journey of mastering the mind, mastering life, and returning to inner peace, I will walk with you. Step by step, I am here to offer you practical values, things you can truly touch, to support you on your path of self-discovery, to help you better understand the journey of 26 days of healing inner wounds and awakening the infinite potential within, as well as to understand more deeply the awakening journey I myself have gone through. I have prepared 3 letters for you. They will help you see more clearly the awakening journey I have walked, and through that, deepen the connection between us. You can find those letters in the description below. I am Zoe, and I look forward to seeing you on this meaningful and profound healing journey. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video. Bye.